What's up YouTube? Welcome to Sir Hunt's Reviews. My name's Mark and let's just jump into it. In this video, I'm going to start a new video series that I'm working on. It's going to be mainly focusing on House Stark and all of the different individual players within House Stark and their fates in Season 7. So this video, let's focus on Arya Stark. Alright, so light spoiler warning. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. If you do not want to know anything about Season 7, well, you can go ahead and back out. This first report comes in from Watchers on the Wall and it says, Maisie Williams builds hype for exciting Season 7. Maisie Williams appeared on the Radio 1 breakfast show with Nick Grimshaw to discuss her new Netflix series, iBoy, and the future of Game of Thrones. Side note, iBoy it kind of looks like a modern day sci-fi thriller where she's on the podcast and she starts talking about how, she basically just starts talking about Season 7. The article goes on to say, after Williams and Grimshaw chatted about iBoy, Maisie says, it's so exciting, particularly the end of the series. It's just a great finale, which is awesome because that means that we're in for, well, we all know it's going to be a bittersweet finale, but according to Maisie, it's going to be awesome. She also ended up saying that writers tend to keep their plans for the characters close to their chest, basically so that the cast members don't run their mouth. So she's not really told too much ahead unless it's like the actual season they're filming. So she knows the fate of her character in Season 7. Long story short, she went on to say that she has not yet gotten the scripts for Season 8. So what does that mean, folks? Arya, her character survives Season 7, survives the events of the season finale of Season 7. Or, you know, the major breakdown. What are your thoughts on that? Real quick, write down in the comment section if you think that Maisie could intentionally be throwing off us as fans to maybe she does die in Season 7 and she's intentionally trying to hide it. You know, Jon Snow said that he was dead and he wasn't coming back, so it wouldn't be too far of a leap to see Maisie, you know, basically throw everyone off the trail in the fact that she does die. It's also interesting, so actor David Bradley's resume includes all of his seasons on Game of Thrones. David Bradley is the actor who portrays Walder Frey. According to his resume, he's going to be in Season 7, and that's interesting because we all saw him get his throat slit, so how or why the hell would he be, you know, appearing in Season 7 when he died in Season 6? That leaves me, automatically my brain lit up and like, well, duh, it's Arya wearing his face. Arya could totally pull off an old decrepit dude as opposed to how a lot of people thought that she's going, or think that she's going to wear Jaime's face while he's killing Cersei for filling the Valonqar prophecy. I don't see that happening. I don't want to go on that side tangent, so that's for another video. Basically, Arya will be in the twins and she will be killing more Freys. Or she could be just using his face to escape. You know what? Honestly, I could totally see her doing I'm gonna do a reference to a Marvel movie, but basically, you know how Loki convinces Thor that he's their father, he's Odin? What if Arya does that in the twins? Basically, she wears Walder's face and she starts telling them to do shit that might actually aid the Starks. That would be pretty awesome. You know, come to think about it, if she's smart, she could hide Walder Frey's body, take his face with her, go to Winterfell, check in with everyone, obviously have her, you know, another mini Stark reunion, talk with Jon and Sansa, and maybe explain to them that I don't think she's gonna go into detail about how she became a faceless man and how she's basically carrying around the face of, or can potentially carry around the face and be anyone she wanted to. So I don't think she's gonna do that. She might. I don't think there's enough time to go into that. So anyway, I think what she'll say is she needs to go do something, and she might just stay in the twins and find out word that, yeah, Jon and Sansa are at Winterfell, and she decides that she wants to stay in the fort pretending to be Walder Frey. That would be amazing. I just don't know how long she could carry on with that charade. You guys let me know your thoughts down below if you think Arya has the capability to stay at the twins and run the twins, pretending to be Walder Frey for an extended period of time and potentially helping out the Starks. Alright, so since I just asked you guys a question about Arya's prowess, let's quickly run through some of the stuff she's been through so we can honestly determine her skill set. Alright, so in Season 1, she goes with Ned and Sansa to King's Landing. Before she leaves, Jon Snow gives her the sword. Then we all know what happens with Ned Stark. She watches him die, so that's like one of the first major things that happens to her. Flash forward to Season 2, she's recruited by, basically, she goes and works for the Lannisters, and I know I'm skipping over a lot, but I'm just talking about stuff off the top of my dome real quick that I can remember that Arya's done. So she ends up, you know, being Tywin's steward, kind of like she serves him tea a few times that we see in the show at least, and these are only show things that I'm talking about. And she ends up having Syrio Forel kill a torturer so that one of her friends doesn't die, which is like starting to build to that, you know, revenge scheme for Arya. And also she tries to get Tywin assassinated, which if Tywin had been assassinated, you know, that's a what if video for a different day. But Season 3, Arya, Gendry, and Hot Pie run into Thoros of Myr. She then, you know, sees the Hound and she knows the Hound was responsible for killing her friend the butcher's boy, which was honestly the first like huge amount of pain that we see. Well, you know, okay, everyone's different, but it's the first, like one of the first major events that happens to Arya was the butcher's boy dying. You know, other than her father dying, the butcher's boy was, and then she runs into the Hound, so she has to deal with him. She sees him. Season 4, she's with the Hound. He's kind of like his captive. Then she ends up running into Oliver in the tavern, and I think once that happened, that's like her major turning point. You know, she already had, I skipped over it, but she already had told Jaqen like she wanted to go with him, and he was like, you know, no. He gave her the coin. We all know she runs back in only 5, but pretty much when Arya was with the Hound and they encounter Oliver in that tavern and she kills him, you know, the same way that he killed her friend, that's when Arya is born, like the Arya that we know. Also, into season 4, we have the huge fight between Brienne of Tarth and Sandor, so the ultimate victory of that, it goes to Brienne of Tarth. Sandor's left there dying, and you know, the more I think about this scene, the more I'm gonna take back what I previously just said about Arya being born in that part, the Arya that we know being born in that scene with Oliver. I think the true Arya, yeah, I'm officially reneging what I just said. Arya's true birth, the Arya, the revenge-seeking Arya that we know now, the revenge-seeking Arya that we know now, was born when she left the Hound, basically for dead. When she walked away from someone who she knew deep down she cared immensely about, you know, not on that type of level, but someone that she cared about, she basically left him for dead. That's when Arya was born. In season 5, you know, she goes to the House of the Black and White. She ends up stealing a face and she gets blinded, so that also adds on to it. You know, basically, long story short, Arya has been through a lot, so her capability or her prowess on a scale from 1 to 10, 100. So she is highly capable of pulling off, let's just say Arya is amazing and she could pretty much do anything she sets her mind to. We just ran through a few of the things she's been through and I skipped over a lot, so it's even more. That should help a little bit when you're trying to answer my question of, do you think Arya is capable of portraying Walder Frey for enough time to benefit the Starks in some sort of way? One last thing, when I said Serial Pharrell earlier, I did that on purpose because there's this ongoing suspicion that Jaqen and Hagar may be like 5 different people in the novels, but I wanted to see who would watch the video all the way to the end because I'm pretty sure at least 5 of you jumped to the comment section was like, hey, Jaqen Hagar was the one who killed the torturer. I want to wrap this video up by saying that Arya is an amazing character. I hope she survives season 7, but we all do have to realize that Game of Thrones is coming to an end. A lot of our super main favorite characters are going to die, and not all of them are going to be as lucky as Jon Snow to be brought back to life. So, with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for subscribing. You can click up here for more content. Make sure you turn on notifications so you will be notified every time I upload. My name's Mark, and y'all have a good one.